This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Seeds of Satan, a new horror movie from Lakean Powell. It's not exactly easy to describe, because the actual setup and payoff only get like 10 minutes of screen time. The gist of it is that a satanic witch has successfully spread the seeds of Satan upon the world, leading to the rise of zombie-like demons, or demon-like zombies. I'm not sure. Anyways, their reign of terror begins almost immediately as they take to attacking, killing, and cannibalizing the local populace. As a number of survivors band together to try and fight back, a holy man seeks out a visionary to find a chosen child of God who, upon reaching holy ground, will be the key to ending this plague. That's the basics of the movie, and there's a point where it almost outright chooses to ignore them in favor of whatever passes for a zombie apocalypse here. Instead of a single narrative through line, we're given multiple perspectives to follow, which do meet up eventually, but are initially a complete structural mess, including one character who gets plenty of introduction before disappearing until the final minutes of the film. The reverse of this happens as well, as characters appear out of nowhere, but are immediately treated as if they were regulars. The story itself lingers almost entirely upon the civilian reaction to this apocalypse, versus any actual build-up or explanation of the apocalyptic event, which may as well have just been a random zombie attack in the end. Not only that, but events are compressed across maybe 1 or 2 days, resulting in a whole lot of stuff happening because it has to happen in a movie like this, or else there is no movie. Characters are equally as flat in their performances, though I figure this is more because they're pretty clearly local amateurs or friends of the filmmakers who wanted to help. It doesn't really make things any better, but I'm not going to complain about it too much. I don't think any amount of skill could have helped with the writing. The film's actual production values are also a bit too far gone to be saved. Even for a movie shot on a small or non-existent budget, there's nothing done at all to make things seem visually interesting. In fact, a good chunk of film is shot at night, with sparse and direct lighting that highlights whatever's about 5 feet in front of the camera and leaves everything else in complete darkness. Whenever there's actual daylight out, the movie prefers to stay away from any other sign of civilization and moves into a forest to shoot its scenes, ultimately making for a regional production that offers very little of its home region. Naturally, I don't have much to say about the rest of the film's cinematography, but I can say that the editing makes some rather confusing choices, not so much because footage and shot continuity doesn't match up, though this is the case, but more because filters are applied for little reason other than for its own sake. The same can be said for a few cases of audio and sound design, if you can call it that, since it's either camera audio or some music that's been mixed in too loudly. I don't think there's even anything to say about the color choices, since I doubt any choices were made at all. Overall, I almost feel like I'm not saying enough about the film's limitations and incompetence to really describe what it's like to sit through this thing. Then again, it might also be that because there's so little to the production, whether in its favor or against it, that I can't think of much else to add. Maybe I should just be thankful that nothing about it literally fell apart at some point while I was watching. Seeds of Satan, Lakean Powell, 2023. Half a star. I wouldn't recommend watching it at all. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. subscribe to the channel for more reviews. Honestly, I kinda feel like if this movie had focused on the Satanist parts of the story, it probably would have made a bit more sense. At the very least, they could have done a bit more for it than make a straightforward zombie film.